Beautiful day here. Shasta Lake, Shasta County, California. And, well, I just came up here to sit by the water, enjoy some of the air. It's very refreshing. You can feel the moisture from the water, like entering my nasal passages. There's if you pay attention to the Wim Hof method, David Wim Hof, it's a breathing method. He speaks, and I read the cliff notes on this book he wrote about the Wim Hof, the method that he came up with about breathing it. But in there, he's talking, in the cliff notes, he's talking about a primate civilization and the way that the breath comes about. And it gets into how the breath is situated, or the nasal passage is situated right below the brain, with a very thin barrier that separates the two. Therefore, the brain is sitting right on top of the oxygen tubes. So basically, when you breathe in through your nose, what he's saying, when you breathe in through your nasal passageway, it treats the air, it warms it, heats it, and moistens it in a way that so that your lungs are prepared to receive it. So there's so much oxygen in the air, and we receive so much more oxygen than we need per breath, but there's something to be said about the way that the air oxygen is treated upon entering your system, and the way that the breath works, and the way that the blood interacts with the oxygens in the air as we breathe it in. So, anyways, I'm sitting here next to the lake, and I can feel this sort of energy I'm speaking about, the water energy sort of emanating through me and coming into my body, and it smells wonderful. It smells amazing. It smells amazing out here. So, I guess this would be... I recently found out about... Well, it's hard to decide what to talk about if you go into these without like a sort of a notion of what you're going to talk about, where to go. You sort of need an outline. But a little bit about my life. I was in a situation where my greatest good wasn't being fulfilled within myself, and in my case, it's sort of dependent on others to sort of help unlock knowledges and things from the past that need to be sort of transgressed and dealt with. And I'm learning how to do this on my own. It's just that I think it was meant to be done in union, as one through union, and that's kind of the portion that didn't take place there. Not that the union was, it's like all the signs we followed, all the twin flame signs were followed, but something just didn't quite click in the end. When it was time to take action, either both of us or one of us procrastinated on the issue, and it's caused myself to sort of go in reflection and seek these answers to these truths that I need sort of on my own. So that's where I'm at in my life, and as I do it, I will share the journey. I recently started a new art project where I use rocks, water, and sandpaper, and the rocks just sort of turned into crystals. But here I am at this lake, and I just sort of got out of the car, and I find this thing here, this sort of boulder here. I'm going to turn this around so you can see this. Maybe I'll go get it wet a little bit, because it's much more noticeable after it's been treated with the wetness. So, what I find here is sort of, it's like an F, and then inside of that F, it's almost as if there's scribblings and drawings. So, this is kind of what I've been dealing with. I'm not sure, it's just quartz, but it looks to be a lot more on here than meets the eye at first glance. So I definitely will be taking a deeper look into this, maybe using my methods to sort of see if the rock has anything to tell me. So, and then I found this sitting right next to it, which to me seems like an encased fossil of some sort. Let me get this wet. So, as you look at it, it's like you can definitely tell that there's some interesting things going on here. What you might be looking at could possibly be an encapsulated, like, amphibian or reptile head. I know it sounds crazy, but it could be whatever it is. It could just be a rock with a unique formation to it. I get to looking at though. The one thing that they do say about this stuff is that the eyeballs are the lens inside of your eyeball is a silicate. So, that being said, as the skin and things are deteriorate and are replaced by more appropriate long-term minerals and fossilization processes, the silicate is already formed quartz crystal. So the lens of the eye is forever in the stone. They also say that stones are aware. There's an awareness to a stone. In order for a stone to exist, it has to have an agreement within itself that its molecules bind together and are going to be stone. Therefore, the stone emits a light source, a photon beam of stone rock. But as we can see here, there's lots more detail going on in stone rock in this one in particular. So, if you know anything about metaphysical crystal works or, crystal healing and things, energies are attached, as we just, kind of sort of stated, with the photon and the atom makeup, of the molecular makeup. So, if you can feel energies, and radiate them energies, and attach to these energies, and we can then use these energies to create, right? If you can harness their knowledge. I'm talking about picking up on that photon beam, really, to be quite specific, of light with some other sense about you. Absorb these energies, we move forward. We become the shift, the polarity shift that changes these energies into what we want to use them for. Do not be afraid in your life as you move forward. Absorb. And this is something that I heard Cryon say. Absorb the energy and walk powerfully with it, because it becomes you and you become it. And as you become one, you gain knowledge. Anyways, I'm Justin. Hello. This has been a long time in the making. I'm going to start talking about it. Hello, I'm Justin. Excuse me while I express myself. Mount Shasta. What a beautiful morning. Anyways, my trusty servant. No, he's not a servant. I think he's an ancestor. Come back to help me fight this battle. Cadence. Cadence.